I heard a scuffle like two room away from my room.
See the pool here clear. Like when the family said they went in the pool and check, everybody went in the pool and check. Normally, you ain't got to check if there's a body in this pool. You could see it because the pool is clear, right? So obviously the young lady, the 11-year-old who has gone missing from this place, is not in this pool, right? So I walking around, I look in, I talk to management before I talk to the mother and the father to make sure I have an inclusive story.
We checked this pool this morning. What? We checked this pool this morning. This young lady was not in this pool. This girl was not in this pool. This girl was not in this pool. She was not in here. We checked in this pool. The girl was not in there this morning when we come here. We went in this place. This girl was not in here. The girl was not in there, boy.
Welcome and welcome back to my channel. It's Pebbles Hall. Thank you for coming back to watch me. It's always a pleasure having each and every one of you here, okay? Returning subscribers and new subscribers. Please subscribe to my channel. Leave your comments in the comment section, as this will be a topic that we would like to discuss in the comment section. Also, don't forget to smash that like button. If you know about YouTube, you know that the more likes I receive, the more YouTube will push my video and the algorithm will show more people my video, okay? And that would be so good for me. Please and thank you. So today's topic, I have to make this disclaimer. If you have a soft heart, where you get sad easily, because this is a very sensitive topic and I don't want to upset anyone, so if you have a soft heart, please, I am going to ask you to perhaps I don't know, I'm just giving you a warning that this is a sensitive video. Before I start my video, it is a very sensitive video. It involves a young girl and who was unalived, and I'm just you know, telling you guys that if you have a soft heart, please, I don't want to upset anyone because it's very, I don't know, it's grimy, okay? So please, I will try to censor certain things as much as possible so I don't upset anyone, you know, who doesn't want to see that kind of graphic scenes and stuff like that. So anyway, just watch the video. If you get into it and it's not something that you know you can deal with, click out, exit, okay? So today's topic, we are going to head on over to Guyana, and as you know, Guyana is in South America, borders Brazil and Suriname. But of course, we Caribbean people adopted Guyana a long time ago because, to be honest, I thought that Guyana was a part of the Caribbean. They sound like Trinidadians. No offense, Trinidadians, but they do sound like you guys a little bit. And, you know, act like Trinis a little bit. So, we're going to discuss a topic, something that has been going on in Guyana. Guyana is on fire, guys. Guyana is burning. Well, not all of Guyana, but parts of Guyana. And I will discuss this story about an 11-year-old girl. Her name is Adrianna Younge, whose body was discovered in a swimming pool of a popular hotel named the Doubleday Hotel at the Tushen East Bank, several hours after she was reported missing. I don't know how far this place is from Georgetown. Perhaps it's more in the countryside. I am not sure. So I'm going to get into reading the news on this and what happened to this girl, because it's sad. It's a sad story. The discovery of 11-year-old Adrianna Younge body in the pool of the Doubleday Hotel has taken a chilling turn, with authorities confirming visible marks of violence on her face and her body. The grim discovery has intensified public outrage as the community draws chilling parallels of 2012 incident at the same hotel, when a young mechanic was found DEAD in the pool under suspicious circumstances. Though the owner's son and a hotel worker were initially charged in that case, both were later freed. These people have connections. Now, more than a decade later, the same thing has happened at the same hotel on the watch of the same people. And the community this time, they are demanding answers. They refuse to allow what happened in 2012 to that young mechanic to happen again. They refuse to allow these people to go free. Or, in other words, they have now taken matters into their own hands by means of jungle justice. Adrianna had been reported missing on Wednesday afternoon after she visited the hotel with her grandmother. So apparently this is a hotel where people go to, and it reminds me of Atlantis in the Bahamas, where you can buy a day pass, go there, swim in their swimming pool, things like that, right? So apparently her grandmother and a few other family members decided to go for an outing on that day to the hotel, to enjoy the day. And a lot of people in those areas, you can't afford to stay at the hotel, but you can at least go enjoy some of the amenities at a cost. So this is how these people got to the hotel. Adrianna had been reported missing on Wednesday afternoon after she visited the hotel with her grandmother and other relatives at 1 p.m. Despite a police search shortly after disappearance, her body was not found early until Thursday morning, floating in the same pool that had been searched the day before. Now, according to other, TikTok and YouTube and other social media platforms, this is what I understood. The grandmother took the child there for an outing with other family members. According to the grandmother, or according to news that I've heard, I don't know how true this is, they sent the girl to get a wristband, and the girl took a long time to return, and that's how they realized that she was missing. I think she went to use the bathroom as well, and that is how they realized that she was missing. So when they realized she was missing, the family members asked the owners of the hotel, the owner's son, to shut down the hotel. The child is missing. They need to find this child. And I think the owner refused to do so. The cops were called in, and the family members refused to leave because they have to find this 11-year-old. The cops sided with the hotel owners, allegedly, and they concoct some story stating that the little girl, I can't say girl because YouTube is very sensitive when you use words like that. They concoct some story and said that the girl left in a car with another man. Now, when the family members asked to view the security cameras, they were told that these cameras are not working. So the family members had to go next door to someone else who has working camera, aka working camera, and they saw when the family came in, but they did not see when the girl left with anyone. They didn't see that. They didn't see the girl leaving, but they saw the girl came in with the family. But police were adamant that this girl was somewhere with a man, and they had written statements, make it seem like it was very official. According to the owner's son, he said that the girl hopped in and she left. This is the voice of the guy or the man who was framed for the abduction.
I have more than 10 persons that can stand witness saying that I was at home in the time of the abduction. The vehicle was in front of the building the entire time. And nobody was taking me into consideration with the witnesses then. and it was very stressful yesterday. So first of all, I am Muslim. I revert from Christianity to Islam, and I don't take part in no partying, no smoking, no drinking. So for a Muslim person to be in such a issue is kind of harsh, especially one that reports from Christianity to Islam.
Well said. Ganesh, let me ask you this two things. This, so far, this incident has happened since Wednesday. This young lady was abducted and possibly killed since Wednesday. Now is Saturday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. The police has not held a press conference, has not faced the people through the press, nor the president, nor the Minister of Home Affairs to say, okay, this is what we know. This is the kind of information we're seeking. This is who we want to question. We're talking with external investigative forces, whatever, nothing, complete silence, just paper statements saying nothing. And the president has said nothing, absolutely nothing. These people, as we say in the Guyanese parlance, they are so past the nation.
And you know what it raises also? It raises the concern as to how many people were actually framed in previous crimes. How many people actually were framed and blamed. They associated the vehicle to an individual. The police arrested that individual at the Harbor Bridge. The police locked that person away for more than 12 hours and placed the blame squarely at that individual's feet. And that is what was the made-up story.
Now, it is my understanding that these owners of the hotel allegedly has the police force in their pockets, and this is very possible when it comes to certain regions. It is prevalent in places like the Caribbean that if you have money, and Africa, as we have seen and heard, if you have money in places like this, you can buy your way out of trouble. And this is probably what the owners of the hotel was doing. And the cop just decided, I'm just going to write whatever he tells me. Let's, do whatever so these people can get off the property and they can go somewhere else to try to find this girl. They even had a location where this red car was with this girl in it, because they want the people searching for the girl to leave the compound, the hotel compound, and go somewhere else to search for this girl. But a lot of them didn't believe and a lot of them didn't leave. So they stayed. It is also my understanding that they were not granted permission to search the pool or to search the hotel area until almost midnight. Almost late in the night. That's when they were granted permission. Imagine my child is missing and you can't grant me permission or call a team of people, someone, your lifeguard, somebody, to search for this child. No, they didn't allow that at all. They didn't allow that. Late at night, after they probably move the girl from one place to the next, that's when they allowed some people to do search on the compound. Now let's continue. Family members and eyewitnesses claim with certainty that the child's body was not present during the initial searches. The discovery has sparked intense speculation that the child may have been moved post-mortem, possibly in an effort to stage the scene. Medical personnel and police at the scene noted visible injuries, including bruises and swelling to Adrianna's face and limbs, deepening fears of an ASSAULT prior to her being unalived. I have seen the photos, and yes, her knees were scraped like she was dragged. She was not carried. She was dragged. So there were visibly bruises all over her legs and on her knees. I have seen photos of that. story come to bump now. An eyewitness recently came forward to say that she saw or she heard noise in the middle of the night of someone screaming. And when she looked out, she saw an Indian guy dragging this young lady on the ground from one room to the next, and she called her friend to record a piece of it. They didn't get to record everything, but they record some of it, but they're afraid to come forward because they are fearful that something will happen to them if they speak up or if they go to the police. But they are talking on the phone, okay? Listen to the voice note.
Let's go back to the eyewitness testimony.
Yeah, anyway, I was at the hotel since Monday with a friend who invited me, right? On the same day when they all came to swim at the pool, I was also in the pool at swimming. So I saw them earlier in the afternoon. And in the afternoon, I saw when the grandmother was screaming, asking for the little girl, you know? They were saying that they didn't know these things. Anyway, the night everybody came out and they was crowded outside. So I was telling the guy that, you know, we need to move from here, you know, and because they say it looks too nice. Anyway, the night, like, or later on in the night, I came outside to get some fresh air. And I see a guy who was, you know, walking up and down, like, you know, I didn't think nothing really. Anyway, I had a scuffle, like, two away from my room. So that was room 135, right? But normally, you know, you just hear things in hotel, but you just say, like, you know, this part is scuffling these things. So I hear the scuffling all the time, like, and I hear a scream. So I was asking the same person that with me, you hear the person scream your phone? He said no, right? Anyway, I didn't sleep the whole night because after the coffee outside, you know, I didn't sleep the whole night. Anyway, I looked through the window because where we were on the front of the party, you could see everything, right? And I saw this young man was dragging this child, right? I called my family to come and see. Oh, they was dragging the child by her foot to the other room, right? And there was this Indian guy, I didn't see him from the face, I see from the eye. And they fall on the child and take her into the other room. Anyway, my friend took out his phone and he started videoing, right? But we didn't get to video the whole thing. Anyway, they put her in the other room. So while the man was arguing outside, they had the child in the other room. Which indeed, that the older lady said, there was a bit because indeed there was a indeed that the taker was a yellow bit that they take and they put her in, right? And the same morning early, but everybody was about to do the whole thing. I feel they put the child in the pool, but I didn't see when they put the child in the pool, but I saw everything was upstairs. Right? And I'm scared, I don't know. I'm very scared to reach out to those people and to reach out to the police because I'm scared for my life and my family life. And I don't need anybody to come to me and my family.
How on earth she witnessed something that like that and saw the people downstairs looking for the 11-year-old, and she said absolutely nothing to anyone. She kept her mouth shut and woke up that morning, saw what happened in the pool, and she said absolutely nothing. Girl, you're going straight to hell, hell, hell. By mid-Thursday, frustration exploded into full-scale protest. Angry residents lit tires and debris along the main road, calling for justice and accusing police of negligence. Hundreds gathered at the hotel, some storming the premises and later setting parts of the building on fire. Videos circulating online show thick smoke rising from the hotel as protesters chanted justice for Adrianna. Now, some people are saying that that fire was not started by the protesters. Guys, I don't know. If you look at where the smoke was coming from, the smoke was coming from the top of the building with the owner's son standing below looking quite comfortable. Like he was not concerned, he was not worried, he was just standing there at the lower stairwell, and the smoke was coming from the top of the hotel. Now, if someone set fire, it had to be at the top of the hotel. What, did they throw fire up there? How could the people that are on the ground throw fire that high at the hotel? Or were they allowed to go inside and set the fire? Now, I don't know, but many people are saying that the owner's son was the one who set this fire. Tell me what you think in the comment section. And the reason why he set this fire to that specific area in the hotel is to cover up his dirty deeds. Because remember, many people are saying that Adrianna was in that hotel the entire time. She was inside one of those rooms, hidden, when people were outside trying to search for her. She was in there. They would not allow those people to go inside some of the rooms to check. So if she was hurt and held inside one of the rooms, remember, all the evidence on the floor with whatever he did to her, allegedly, will still be there. So to conceal that evidence, what would be the main thought? Let me set this thing on fire, and I will blame the protesters for burning this MF down. The way the son, I'm leaving a picture of him here, standing on those steps, to me says a lot. Like, this guy didn't seem scared, didn't seem worried about anything. He was just standing there like, whatever, man, whatever. At this point, I don't care, because I'm going to get off anyway. I know the president of Guyana. My family is close friends, allegedly, with the president of Guyana. That is what I heard, okay? That the owner is close friends with the president, whoever is ruling that country in power right now. So the head of the cops, the head of the police, the commissioner of police is in his pocket. The president is in his pocket because they're close friends. Allegedly, okay? Because, hey, don't sue me. I don't know if this is a fact, but it's gossip on the streets. And it is very possible. Rich people knows rich people. All right? And they will cover for you no matter what. Because remember, they did this thing before in the past. It went all the way to court. They got locked up and then they got off scotch-free. I've also heard that this is not the second time. It is the third time. Like 3 people so far have met the same fate at that hotel in that pool, and they have found their bodies in the pool. Regardless of where they were unalive, they end up in the pool somehow. Many people are saying that these people, I don't believe in these kind of things, but guys, I'm going to tell you stories, okay? I'm going to tell you stories today. Many people are saying that these people do sacrifices, and it was a sacrifice. They did this for a sacrifice. Some sort of money sacrifice. I don't know. I know there are people who do sacrifice. I tell you guys that I had a neighbor who used to do sacrifices, but not with humans. It was with animals. Pigs they brought into the building, okay? Pigs, goats, chickens. If they could have gotten a cow through the doors, they would have brought a cow into the building. Yes, I saw with my own eyes. And 4 o'clock, it was during a certain time of the year they would do this. They were from Africa, by the way. And it was during certain time of the year. I can't remember what it was, when it was. And they would unalive these animals in the building, and then they all gathered in these white outfits and do their chanting at 4 o'clock in the morning for an entire 2 weeks straight. And I got tired of it, and I sent them a letter. And other people in the building were afraid of them because they thought they would work whatever the voodoo magic they're doing on them. And I was not afraid of them. I wrote them a letter and tell them, I will get you out of here. I will call the cops on you. I will come up there. I will knock your door down if you don't shut up and let me sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning. And somehow they stopped, or they moved out. I don't know. They sold the place or whatever. I don't know what happened, but or the woman died. I don't know. Something happened. Maybe they sacrificed the woman because she died. And yeah, so there are people who do sacrifices. Some do it with animals, and some do it with humans. So it is possible. I don't believe those things can do anything to me, so I'm not afraid of it. But it is possible, guys. It is possible. Anyway, let's continue this story. I don't know if it was sacrifice or not. So that's what I heard. So anyway, let's continue. Residents say their anger stems not only from the tragedy itself, but from what they described as a pattern of cover-ups and corruption surrounding the Doubleday Hotel. Like I've said before, it's not the first time. These people have done it before, and the cops cover up for them. The president intervened personally Thursday morning, reaching out to Adrianna's family and ordering a full-scale investigation. He also authorized the deployment of sniffer dogs and specialized units, although they had not arrived by the time Adrianna's body was found. So now, what I saw on a few clips is that people were at the pool, I guess the next morning, and later in the morning, the girl body just floats to the top of the pool. Imagine witnessing that, and that is your child. All I heard was screams. The father was uncontrollable. The mother was uncontrollable. Imagine that's your child, and you're there at this hotel with this huge pool. You're, demanding answers. Where is your baby girl? Where is your baby girl? And no one knows. And then suddenly, look, up out of the pool comes this body. And that's what happened. Imagine witnessing this. And they had all of this on social media. I will post it. But I am going to block out where the child came. I'm going to block up where the thing came up out of the pool, because I don't, YouTube is very strict. I don't want to get penalized for showing certain things, or for anyone to report me for showing certain things. So just know, if you see a sad face, that means this is where the person was. Okay, I blocked it out.
We checked this pool this morning. We checked this pool this morning. This young lady was not in this pool. This girl was not in this pool. This girl was not in this pool. She was not in here. We checked in this pool. The girl was not in there this morning when we come here. We went in this place. This girl was not in here. The girl was not in there, boy. What the f***? They put this girl in this pool, boy. Come in the place. Them didn't want nobody come in the place. What? That girl was not in the pool. We was here since 7:40 this morning. That girl was not in the pool at 7:40. She was not in the pool at 7:40. But the girl knee scrape up. Watch how this girl is. The girl knee scrape up. Clearly shows.
Yeah. And as many people said that they searched the pool the previous night, nothing. There is a drone view of that pool the previous night. I don't know if this is true, if this is the previous night or an old drone view. I don't know. But it is said that it is the previous night when they were looking for the girl. There was a drone view and nothing was in the pool. You can look it looked sort of clear. I don't know guys, my vision is not good. You can tell I wear these for that purpose. But many people said that it was crystal clear that nothing was in that pool. And if she was in that pool, you would have seen the body. I don't know how deep the pool is. Sometimes chlorine can cause your pool to be all, cloudy. So I don't know if when people went into that pool to search for her, if anyone dived, if they were diving deep down to the last bottom of the pool, because you can't search for someone in a pool and then you're swimming around. You have to dive to the bottom of the pool, especially where the suction of that pool is, where it's sucking the water out. That's where you have to go, because it's a possibility that's where she, a body or whatever, anything that's fallen into a pool is going to stuck. I can't say if they dived and searched the entire bottom of the pool. It's a huge pool. So I don't know. Minister of Human Services and Social Security was dispatched to the hotel early Thursday to address the grieving family and growing crowd. She conveyed the president's condolences and stressed the government's commitment to transparency and justice. Surveillance footage obtained from nearby establishment is currently under review. According to police sources, footage reportedly captured a vehicle of interest leaving the compound shortly after Adrianna's disappearance. That vehicle, tracked through license plate recognition technology, was traced to a different area. Authorities are now seeking a man identified only as Orlando, said to be the registered owner. Police attempts to locate him at several addresses has been so far unsuccessful. Now, this is not making any kind of common sense. So they saw the vehicle leave, but they didn't see the vehicle come back. It's not making any sense. So how did she end up in the pool? This story just didn't make any sense. No sense whatsoever. So the police, that's a cover-up. I think the police came out and said that it was an error, and they apologized for making this statement that, the girl must have left in a car with someone else. They apologized later because they realized that they were caught and it was a lie. So after they found the girl in the pool, they apologized. Now residents are saying that Adrianna's DEATH should trigger a full review of the hotel's operations and ownerships and potentially reopen cold cases associated with this location. There are many things going on. That's the end of the story, guys, that that I read. But there are many things going on right now. There is a huge demonstration. Like I said, they have burned down the hotel.
People out here have to know how to find out because the police out there yesterday.
Now watch what they did to me. What? They did to me, food, but they're killing me. I'm paying for you. It's supposed to be up to nobody else. They try to get nobody else. What did they do? us here. She's a pleasant, quiet, nice child. Somebody had to indicate and call her, and they snatched her and they held her in there and killed her. The mom and daddy cry for the guy, say that the guy met somebody and I nobody and I know. The police tried to build the wall for the I tell the police when they start that.
But since last year, you're supposed to rush the police about the fucking hotel and the fire. How much of it could shoot at that
Crowd is overcoming the fucking body.
The crowd about Russian police had no choice. But since last year, you're supposed to rush the police about the fucking hotel and the fire. How much of it could shoot at that
Crowd is overcoming the fucking body.
The crowd about Russian police had no choice.
This is the third murder of the nation. Here it was done. The third murder of the nation. And no satisfaction, no justice. Here, it's done here today. It's done. At the hotel, third murder. It's the third murder. Me fighting for that is the third murder. Here is where it's done. Because united we stand. United, watch wrong and see. United we stand. Advantage. Got to done. It can't prevail over this one side here. They're going to get it right here. Everybody, united we stand. This is the fucking
pool now again. Pool now again.
The hotel is burnt. They have looted everything from that hotel: alcohol, pots, pans, mattresses, beds, chairs, anything they could find in that hotel. They loot everything from that hotel. They destroyed that hotel.
Alright, so stop here now. Alright, so stop here now. Alright, so stop here now. Alright, so stop here now.
Get back to you. Let's go upstairs. We need to talk. Me more scripts. Let them come in. After the last coming. Take them there. Let them come.
Destroyed that hotel, clean it out. And there were people outside still demonstrating. And then the police, it got so bad that the police came and started shooting the people. There was this lady, she was just there demonstrating. She said she wasn't really demonstrating, she was just helping. She came out to support the parents of this girl. They came to support her, and the police opened fire, and she was
here. Is somebody else?
Hello.
The police are attempting to get the protesters. Yeah, I'm moving. Situation is... Yeah, where's she?
What's her down there?
Auntie, where were you shot? You were shot? Where?
I'm making peace for the people to stop with the police.
Yeah, I saw that. Come on, let me see. Oh, the bullet grazed you. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I see it. Yeah. Stay with the protesters. Stay with the protesters. Police have putting out the fire. Where do you live? You need to get help. You need to get emergency. You need to get immediate help. I'm going to try to get another close-up. Some of the protesters are being arrested by police, placed into the vehicles.
She was injured, and she stood there like it's a good thing that all happened to her was she was grazed a little bit, grazed, and then she was also hit in her leg, and the woman is just standing there. Listen, I thought Jamaicans were something else. Listen, Guyanese, I give this to you guys. Y'all are something else. You all are tougher people than Jamaicans. I give this one to you hands on. You guys don't play. I will never mess with a Guyanese after this. Never. I never messed with them before. But I am scared of y'all. Y'all don't play. You all don't play. No. Let me tell you, they did a jungle justice. jungle justice at that hotel. And the woman who got grazed, she just stand there like, I would have been running for my life, scared. No, the woman was like, I just come to support, and look, they like casually. I would have been running, I would have been gone. Guyanese are some tough people, they don't play. But I don't blame them. If these people have been doing this for a while and allegedly this is a sacrifice or whatever, and I'm not saying that someone can't go into a pool and drown. It is possible. It is possible that the grandmother was not paying attention and the girl went into the pool and couldn't manage, and it only takes a few seconds for someone to drown and sink to the bottom of the pool. And it will take a day or two for them to rise to the top. It will take a day or two. So this is also possible. But if they're saying now that there are bruises on her, how did she get the bruises into the pool? How? If they're also saying that that pool was searched thoroughly, how did she get into the pool if they didn't find her when they searched that pool? This is the part that is not making sense to me. But the Guyanese are taking matters into their own hands now. I don't agree with jungle justice too much, but in some instances, I think it's necessary. That's all I'm going to say. Some instances, I think it is necessary. Okay? They have so far burnt down the hotel. And they went to the house, the owner's house, guys. And guess what they did? They burnt that house down too. That house is gone. They burnt the house. I also got word recently that the owner house is gone. It's burnt. The son house is burnt. The owner's sweetheart house is gone too. They didn't spare her. So it's 4 places that they took out. 4 a hotel and 3 homes, including the owner's sweetheart, his side piece. These people are crazy. Guyanese, y'all are crazy. Now there are pictures of the wife, the owner wife, and children fleeing the country. Immediately they are fleeing the country. I don't know. I think the owner and the son and the manager and some of the employees are in custody. That's what I heard. I don't know how true this is, but I saw a photo of the wife and children at the airport. They were fleeing the country because they are afraid for their lives. And I would too. I would flee the country without my clothes. I would be gone. The people went and burned down the house. They're breaking up everything. The people are at the hospital acting like, listen, this country, if you don't give us justice, we're going to show you what we are going to do, because this is not going to happen. Not on our watch. Not anymore. You mess with the wrong child. You mess with the wrong girl. You mess with the wrong girl. We're going to show you that you mess with the wrong girl. You got away with this several times before, 3 times before, but you're not going to get away with this again. A thorough investigation is needed. And if it is indeed that the girl was drowned naturally, then so be it. But why just see it as, oh, she drowned, whatever, let's go on and move on. We don't have to investigate this. No, that's not fair to the family. That is not fair to the family. It's not a laughing matter, but some of it was really funny, but it was painful because there were strangers there grieving with the parents. The father just seemed like he was at loss. That's a beautiful baby girl. Beautiful, beautiful girl. Beautiful man. 11 years old. And how many of you watching this right now have an 11-year-old? How many of you? Either grandchild, nephew, niece. I have my nephew who's 11 years old, and I can tell you one thing. I would have done the very same thing if someone did that to my little nephew, or if I even think that they did that to my little nephew. And even if they didn't do it to my nephew, and I go there and say, listen, my nephew is missing, you need to help find, let's close this business down, let's try to find my nephew, and they decide that no, we don't care about your nephew, we have to make our money, I would take matters into my own hands. I would. And that's what those people do, and that's what those people did, and I cannot blame them for doing what they did. Guys, tell me if you have seen this all over social media, and tell me how you feel about this. Tell me if you do think that this was a ritual. Tell me if you think that this was a regular, accident that happened, and people are taking everything the wrong way. Just tell me what you think. Just comment in the comment section and let's talk about it, because this is serious. It could happen to any one of our little ones. So let's talk about it, okay? Like I said, watch all the clips and tell me what you think. So guys, you have seen it all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to watch me. I know this was a tough one. I know it was a sad one. It's nothing to laugh about. But sometimes I have to present these serious matters to you. It is content, and I have to present it to you to let you know what's going on in the world. I know I have a lot of Guyanese subscribers, because I gained a lot of Guyanese subscribers when I did a video, I think last year, about the girl who went to Guyana, the girl who went to Guyana and spoke badly about the Guyanese there, the Mzungu who went to Guyana and spoke badly about them. So I am going to cheer for my Guyanese people. Like, we have adopted them a long time ago as part of the Caribbean. They are one of us. I will cheer for them, and I will also say a prayer for the family that lost this baby girl, Adrianna Younge. I don't know what I could tell them to make them feel better at this point. There's nothing you can tell that family to make them feel better. The only thing we can all do is keep them in our prayers, guys, and pray for Guyana that it becomes a better place and not so much corruption. Okay, thank you for watching me, and see you in my next video. Subscribe, like, and hit that like button. Subscribe, comment, like. See you in my next video. Ta-ta.